Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel where I provide tips and tricks for Cambridge exams. In today's video, I'll be discussing question 1 of paper 3, that is language analysis for the May-June 2021 past paper. In this video, I'm sharing sample response with you. Let's take a look at the question. By now, you must be familiar with the paper pattern that is given in language analysis. You're always given 3 different texts, that is text A, B, and C. Text A is the major text, and sometimes the extracts are given from article, or sometimes it is given from the blog entry. In this paper, we are given a blog post titled 10 Casual Style Tips for Guys Who Want to Look Sharp, and it is written by Robert Van Tongeren in 2019. So when we talk about language change, we must not forget that language change means that through these text types, so these text A, B, and C, we are going to analyze how the language evolves over time. Text B is a table that is generated from the corpus, or the digitally stored data. Same is the case with text C, and that is n-gram graph. I have talked about this n-gram graph in my previous videos. So this graph is also generated through the corpus. The most important aspect of this video is to tell you how to write an effective response in exams. For this, I have a sample response for you. You begin your response with an introduction that identifies the context of text A. Like text A is set in the late modern period, which nearly everyone has access to a device, so knowing what's trendy is made easier. You can also start your first paragraph with an introduction like text A, that's an extract from blog entry, and who wrote it, that is Robert Van Tongeren, and when was it written. Then you're giving some background to what has caused language change. For example, you're talking about the lexical field used in this blog entry. This blog is based on the lexical field of fashion and some lexes in this area from the Industrial Revolution, such as legwear, jeans, where there was a need for new words, for new developments. This text is very similar as what may be found in today's text, yet back in early modern English, the lexes would have seemed more enriched or prestige due to some influential writers. You can also give a reference to the relevant linguistic approach. For example, according to linguist David Crystal, technology has changed the language. With technology, new inventions, discoveries that change the language that would make it unrecognizable in early time period. And then when you talk about the development of computers and internet, means you have entered the digital era. And during the early time period, such genres simply did not exist. So you're talking about the linguistic changes in the present and the past side by side. It's a blog post related to fashion. So when you talk about the blog post, you're telling your readers the source of blogging, and that is digitally done. Here you are digging deeper into text A. The candidate has chosen one example from text A and giving the reasoning that what has caused language change over time. For example, the period in text A is considered as second generation vocabulary, as one study by William Labov, that is American linguist, suggests that lexes would spread quickly since young people socialize on a day-to-day basis, and when in contact with another, your vocabulary and speech also get altered and perhaps influenced. Here you're talking about the semantic change, means a change in the meaning, that how the word period has changed over time. Earlier it was meant something else, and now it is used for a different purpose. So you are talking, when you're giving an example, it must be supported by a linguist or your own interpretation. There is another interpretation of the reasoning for the same example, for the same semantic change, that is period, taken from text A. According to this response, the reason behind the semantic change is the semiotic system theory that is introduced by Ferdinand de Saussure, Swiss linguist. Saussure states that the word are symbols, which consist of 2 parts, that is a signifier and a signified, and means a symbol and the concept. Here in this case, period is a signifier or a symbol, and the signified is a mentally or the culturally defined concept. So in this text, period is used to emphasize a point, meaning that we associate it with that concept. However, in earlier period of time, the word period was only seen as a grammatical term. Then you're giving an example from text B, that is a collocate chart that shows the synonyms for "oh" and "awesome." This is how you start your next paragraph. In text A, the word "awesome" seems to have undergone or seem to have gone through amelioration, that is having a more positive connotation over time. As demonstrated in text B, "awe" in the past was seen as a negative word and in most cases such as terror, whereas in contemporary English the word "awesome" relates to the positive words like amazing. And this is how you are talking about the semantic change over time, and the cohesion you're showing, basically the cohesion between text A and text B in your response. You also have to interpret the data that is given in anagram graph. Like this, you may start furthermore in text A, the abbreviation that is FYI is used, which stands for your information. In the late modern period, due to electronic messages, means you're giving the reasoning for these abbreviations being used in that period and other platforms to communicate on. Abbreviations were made more common, such as LOL, BRB. Text C demonstrates a crossover of FYI. You must talk about the time period which shows a fluctuation in its usage and the reasoning behind that fluctuation. For example, from 1900 to 2000, for your information, has remained relatively constant in usage despite minor fluctuations. However, FYI, the shorter form, only recently came into usage around 1960s, where skyrocketed in frequency as time went on. So after that, you must talk about the reasoning, that why is it so, why there is an increase in the usage of FYI, the shorter form, and there is a decrease in the bigger form that is for your information. Another way the crossover in text C can be explained is through Michael Halliday functional theory. Means you are supporting your argument as well with some theory or the theorist, which means that the users find language as a tool and therefore they will adopt or adapt to new language in relevance to their needs. Today, most people will find it sufficient to abbreviate for your information since it is quick to send or say. It can depict that the English language has become more flexible today compared to the past. Another candidate talks about the same thing in a different style. This phenomena can be tied back to Michael Halliday's functional theory. According to Halliday, language changes according to its users, and with advancements in technology, inventions and new discoveries, users will create new words to accommodate for their needs. The new advancements that prompted the need for the word FYI, the short form, is a computer and the internet. With computers, people were able to communicate faster and more efficiently. In this way, you need to analyze all the three texts in relation to one another.